Hi, this is Samuel at Handsoft. In this video I'm going to show you how you can set up a continuous development product. Let's start in the project schedule. First thing I'm going to do is just set up a root called the product. I'm then going to add a folder where I'm going to put all the releases. So let's assume that this is an iOS product, and we're going to plan, let's say, the 3 coming releases. So I'm going to call them update 1, 2, 3. We assume in this case that we also have a product out on the market. So what we're planning now is the continuous updating of this product. Let's slot this out about 6 weeks apart, like this. So that's the second assumption here, that we work in a 6-week release cycle. Now these are not set correctly yet, but I'm going to do that later. I'm also now going to set up a sprint schedule. So I'm going to do that per cycle. So update 1, and I'm going to add 3 sprints here, each 2 weeks long, like this. Let's start it last Monday, and then like this, and the final one here. And I'm now going to move the update 1 so that it's after that. Now I'm just going to copy this 3 times. So here we go. Now we have update 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to move these in the schedule like this so that they fall after each other. And rename them 1, 2, 3. Of course, I could have assigned people to the sprints, but that's something that's very easy to do, and I'm not going to go through that in this video. So now we have set up our schedule here. It's a good idea also to name the sprints, like update 1, sprint 1, update 1, sprint 2, and so forth. But now we have like a plan for how we're going to work. So let's move into the backlog, because that's where we're going to make a lot of work. So the first thing I'm going to do, once again, I'm going to create the root here, which is the product. I'm also going to replicate the structure I had before. So I'm going to do update 1, 2, 3 here as well. Update 1. Update 2 and update 3. And finally, I'm going to add a feature, unplanned features bucket. So the thought here is that these buckets will be our pretty much roadmap. We'll put the features that we think that we can do during one of these updates. And at the end, we'll have our unplanned features bucket. So beneath this, let's say that we have some feature areas. So let's do feature area 1, feature area 2, and 3. And let's just add a number of features beneath these. So I'm going to add feature like this and just call them 1, 2, 3, 4 and duplicate these like that. So of course now we should go through these and prioritize them, and let's also make some rough estimates to them. Let's say that this is a big one, so it's 10 days. This is smaller, 5 days. I'm just going to go through them and set some estimates here. Something like that. Now we can start looking at release planning this. Either we do it through a prioritization in the unplanned features by clicking View Selected Only, and just prioritizing this. like that, and selecting which features are the most important. Let's put this at very high, and this at medium, and this at very low, and just pull the features in here. So now we have prioritized our backlog. I'm going to move back into the hierarchy now. And what we can do is now just select features. Let's say that we're going to do this one in update 1. We're going to do this one in update 1 as well, but we might be able to get this one in as well. And then we might move a few into update 2 as well. And we can use the estimates here. If we have a decent knowledge of our history, we can see, well, 13 days is doable, 14 days is doable in this one. And let's say that we feel that we want to do this one, but it's quite big, so we can't take anything else on in that update. Now, of course, we can start breaking this down into user stories. And ideally here, we're not going to go through and break everything down in these updates to user stories, but just the next release. And something like that. And do our estimates here. Let's say that this is 2 days, 1. As we see, it grew a little bit now that we planned it, which is not uncommon because we get more information. But now we have a little bit of a roadmap here. So we know that in update 1, we intend to do these features, and we can now start working on these. So let's move in here and let's do our initial sprint planning. Perhaps we decide that we're going to do feature 1. So we're going to move all the elements over from that in this sprint. And let's close the backlog down. Oh, sorry, I forgot one thing here. We can also tag the items in the backlog to belong to the correct release. So I'm just going to select all these stories and set them to belong to update 1, these to update 2, and this one to update 3. And I will also tag the sprints here so that they are assigned to the right sprint, right update, by just selecting release tag update 1 on these, which will now start generating a burn down chart here for this release. And we can see the estimated days we have left here. And I'll do the same for these two, but for the correct release. So update 2, and finally here, update 3. So let's go back to the sprint planning here. So we have these features committed to the sprint, and we might want to break these down into tasks. So let's say that we have 3 tasks here. And I'm just going to duplicate them and have 3 tasks here as well. And we can assign these out, or the team picks up the task they can do here. And do our work remaining estimates. And now we have a rough plan for the sprint as well. So this will start generating a burn down chart over time, and on the highest level we can see how we're burning down work on the release for this update. And as we roll through our updates, we will continuously add new features to the unplanned feature section and start moving features from that into the upcoming updates, and detail the next update as we start approaching that. That was all for me. Thanks. Bye.